The rain had been falling quietly all day, not loud enough to demand attention, but steady enough to make the streets feel smaller, more intimate. Puddles shimmered under the gray light, and even time seemed slower. I double-checked the address before knocking. When the door opened, I expected a brief greeting and a quick job. Instead, I found a woman who carried herself as if life had taught her not to expect much. She wasn't unfriendly, nor was she distant. She was simply careful. "Hello," she said softly. "Hi," I replied. "I'm here about the plumbing problem." She stepped aside, letting me in. The door clicked shut behind me, and she spoke quietly, almost as if she were speaking to the air rather than to me. "I haven't had a man in this house for 2 years." I looked up, startled. Then I smiled, trying to keep the moment light. "Well, I guess that changes today," I said. For a moment she froze. Then a short, nervous laugh escaped her. "I suppose it does," she murmured. Her home was immaculate, yet it carried a heaviness. The walls were bare, the rooms empty, and the silence felt weighty. "This way," she said, leading me to the kitchen. As I worked under the sink, I felt her presence nearby. She didn't hover, but simply existed in the space, as if she wasn't used to sharing it anymore. "You live alone?" I asked casually. "Yes," she replied, then paused. "I've lived alone for a long time." The pause said more than the words themselves. When I finished, I stood and wiped my hands. "All done," I said. She smiled faintly. "Thank you." Then she hesitated. "Would you like some coffee?" she asked. "I don't usually, but it feels wrong not to offer." "I'd like that," I said. We sat at her small table, the rain tapping against the windows, filling the quiet. "So," she said, stirring her cup, "do you always joke with strangers?" "Only with the ones who seem like they need it," I replied. Her eyes widened. "Do I look like that?" "Yes," I said softly. "Like someone who's been alone longer than she wanted." She looked down. "My ex left 2 years ago," she whispered. "After that, I stopped letting anyone in. This house, it became my safe place. Quiet. Empty." "Empty doesn't always mean peaceful," I said. She nodded slowly. "That's something I learned the hard way." When my work was done and the lights flickered back on, I prepared to leave. At the door she paused. "Thank you," she said. "Not just for fixing the sink." "Anytime," I replied. Then quietly she added, "If you're ever nearby again, knock. Even if nothing's broken." "I will," I said, and I meant it. A week later, I found myself outside her house again. This time there was no work to be done. When she opened the door and saw me, her eyes widened. "Nothing broken?" she asked. "Nothing," I said. "Just thought I'd check in." A genuine smile spread across her face. "Come in," she said. That night we talked for hours. About her past, my mistakes, loneliness, fear, and the strange comfort of being understood without explanation. There was no rush, no expectation. Just two people learning how to occupy the same space without walls. Over the following weeks, I became a quiet presence in her home. Sometimes we talked. Sometimes we didn't. Sometimes we simply sat in silence. But now the silence felt softer, warmer. "I never thought I'd let someone back in," she admitted one evening. "I was afraid of needing someone again." "Needing someone isn't weakness," I said. "It's human." She studied me for a long moment. "Then stay," she whispered. "At least tonight." I did. Nothing beyond shared laughter, late-night conversations, and the simple reassurance of not being alone. And somehow that was enough. One night, she finally spoke the words she had kept inside. "I'm scared," she said. "Scared of what?" I asked. "Scared that if I let myself feel, I'll get hurt again." I took her hand gently. "I can't promise you won't," I said honestly. "But I can promise I won't disappear." Tears welled in her eyes. "That's all I ever wanted," she whispered. Months passed. The house slowly changed. Photos appeared on the walls. Music played. Laughter lived in the rooms again. One evening, as we stood together in the kitchen, she looked around and smiled. "You know," she said, "this house doesn't feel empty anymore." I smiled back. "Neither do you." She leaned into me. 2 years ago, she had closed her door to the world. All it took was one knock and one honest reply to open it again.